I learned to swim from all your burned bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never saw me coming. Always starving for attention, and I got the kind you wanted, and it's killing you now. You wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth. Nothing you can do. I feel it in my bones.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the All Sports Focus podcast here, our second to last episode of the Buds Wiffle Ball League this summer. It is going to be talking about our award selections for this 2025 season. We will have this video, and then we will have the World Series, which is being played on Sunday night as of now. That might be changed. It was supposed to be today. That obviously didn't happen. So now it's towards Sunday, but we're hoping to get that in. It is the Raccoons versus the Slimy Sluggers, like we predicted. So, I mean, it turned out like we predicted. I did not write the script. I literally had someone say that to me the other day, because I told them my predictions before the playoffs started, and then they said I wrote the script. I'm not Roger Goodell, guys, so don't accuse me of that. But today we're going to be talking about our 6 award winners. So with that being said, Ryan, I'm going to pass it off to you to start it off here.
Yeah, do we want to go, I guess I would categorize least important or most important first?
We'll go least important first. I guess I can nominate that one or say it. But I would say the least important one, or Ryan should actually say this one. Ryan, go ahead.
For Manager of the Year for the DBWBL Football League, it is my co-host here, Andy Barlow, of the Raccoons, who reigning World Series champions, and now we're going back to the World Series. So, pretty easy pick there.
Yeah, I would have been pretty disappointed if my fellow players in the league did not vote me for that, based on the team closest to us in record was 3 games back. So, I'm not, like, again, I sound like I'm tooting my own horn here a lot on this show, but that's basically how it should have gone. But if you saw the Instagram post on this one, 2 teams dominated the voting this year. It literally was 2 teams. There was 3 guys total winning the 6 awards. So moving on to the second one, I can't really talk much about Manager of the Year. I mean, Raccoons. I'll read off my team stats because, honestly, Manager of the Year, actually, I'm going to say this. Manager of the Year is not just myself. It's my full team. I would not have been able to win games with just myself. I had a couple games where I went over this year hitting. And that's props to my teammates. I thought my draft pick, the number 6 overall pick, was the steal of the draft. Mitch Culver going in the second round was probably the steal of the draft. But Keegan falling at number 6 in my eyes. I mean, Keegan this year hit 448. Hitting wise, had 6 home runs, 13 RBIs, and then pitching was where he really shined. He was our number 2 arm this year. 10 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, only 11 earned runs, and a 2-2 record. So great job for Keegan this year. Matt Lanier, as always, just like last year, he was there. We'll get to Matt Lanier shortly, but his stats, I mean, hit 444, had 8 bombs, 19 RBIs, got on the mound, got a win for us in that last series against the Slimy Sluggers. Great all-around year for Matt. And then can't forget about Sam Hosbein, who was my kind of mid-off-season trade acquire. Had 40 at-bats, hit 392, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. There was no video of this game, but in our semifinal game against the Quackers, Sam had a very big grand slam in game number 1 to kind of break that one open. All-around great year for my team. I was very happy with the way everyone performed. I'm very excited to have Troy Painter back for the World Series. So we've got our full 5-man squad. And I'm happy to say I think I'm going to be the only team this year in the draft that won't be making a selection because, honestly, I don't think I really need to. I got the 5 guys I want. I got the 5 guys I want to play with next summer if it continues. I think we will be making one emergency draft pick in case me or Matt is unable to play next summer. But with that being said, I really loved my team. I loved playing with them. It was a lot of fun. And let's hope we can finish the deal here in a couple days. So, with that being said, moving on to our second award. Kind of plays into what I was just talking about here, but our Gold Glove Award goes to Mr. First Baseman, Mr. Slender Man himself, Matt Lanier. An absolute outstanding first baseman. People were a little pissed off about this pick of Gold Glove going to Matt Lanier. Obviously, I'm his captain, so I wanted him to win it. I did not cheat the votes. I sent them all the votes. But Matt had, I would say, basically 0 errors at first base. I mean, he was a wall over there, caught a lot of balls, played a great first base, made some good plays. That being said, I don't think Matt could play shortstop, but he got voted Gold Glove because of his first base play. So, Ryan, what do you have to say about that, just from the couple videos you've watched of Matt?
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you've got a tall-ass wall over there at first base that can either catch it or knock balls down and kind of save some extra bases on some potentially bad throws. So, very valuable piece. And every video that I was watching, it seemed like he was always doing great work over there at first base. And not necessarily the hand skills to make plays at other bases, but he's going to be consistent enough to keep the ball in front of him over there on first. And at the end of the day, minimal errors and making the plays that you need him to make is kind of the definition of the Gold Glove. So I think a very fitting win. Definitely some other people that I could see kind of in the running there too, but I've got no complaints whatsoever with Matt winning.
Yeah. There was a lot of close guys in that vote. I mean, Pap was up there. Jerron Brown was up there. I saw Donovan's name up there as well. There was one other one I'm blanking. I had it written down. I believe I saw Matt Lage's name up there as well. Even though he didn't really play much of the field towards the end of the year because he kind of became the Quackers' number one. That honestly might have been his downfall towards getting the Gold Glove. But moving on here to our next award, and we're going to be moving in here to the Silver Slugger. This was the most debated, I would say probably the closest vote of the year here. And Mitch Culver was this year's Silver Slugger Award winner for the Bulls. I love Mitch. He was no doubt in my mind a top 3 hitter in this league. But I'm not trying to talk bad about Mitch, but I think our guys got the vote wrong this year when it came down to the Silver Slugger. Mitch was, in my opinion, definitely the better all-around hitter. But when you think of a Silver Slugger, what do you think of? You think of home runs, you think of RBIs. And there was one guy who beat Mitch in both those categories this year, and it was Donovan Ruckte, who had 12 home runs and 32 RBIs on the year. Mitch, on the other hand, had 9 home runs and 23 RBIs, but he hit .555 when Donovan only hit .480. So there's a big difference there in the batting average. But with that being said, I'm not trying to take away Mitch's glory. I think he definitely deserved to be in this running. I think he was, in my eyes, the second best. I would say the best all-around hitter. I would say the second best power hitter this year. But just wanted to give Donovan his props as well because, I mean, he was right up there. But Mitch won the vote this year, and I loved it. I think Mitch, he was the last pick. Well, he was, the second to last pick in this last year's draft. Honestly, none of us really knew if he was going to come and show up this summer. He was kind of a question mark coming into the season, and he shows up every games besides 2. And, I mean, he goes nuclear. He played really well in the playoff series that the Bulls unfortunately lost the Slimy Sluggers. Had about, these stats are not including playoff stats, by the way. I meant to touch on that. But Mitch had about 4 home runs in that playoff series. So he swung the bat well.
Including a couple that tied or won them the first game, and then
had a tying grand
times
slam in the
game.
first game and then a walk-off in the first game. So he had a very good first game of the series there. But Ryan, what do you think about this Silver Slugger here going to Mitch Culver?
Yeah, I mean, I think he benefited a little bit from kind of the clutch factor of a couple of his home runs. I can think of multiple games where he, was an okay day and then had a home run late in the game to either win it or tie it or bring things close. And so I do think he kind of benefited a little bit there from the kind of clutch factor, swaying people some, versus Donovan, who had more numbers-wise the better case. So I definitely think there's an argument to be made either way. It's kind of like honestly, the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson debate of MVP. I feel like this last year where Lamar had better numbers overall, but Josh had kind of the it factor with some of it. I think that's a pretty good comparison. So I don't. Either way, I think this one I would have agreed with it. Certainly, like you said, if you think Silver Slugger, it's like okay, home runs, extra bases, that type of thing, but we weren't tracking that, and then RBIs, and so yes, Donovan does have more of the two categories that we tracked, but as far as a consistent clutch bat, yeah, I probably would give the nod to Mitch there as far as getting it done when his team needed to. So, like I said, I've got no complaint either way. If this was the way the league voted, then who am I to say anything about that?
That's perfectly well said there, Ryan. I think it really came down to I completely agree with the clutch factor and just the all around hitting of Mitch. I think is what had Donovan beat. Mitch was a tough out. I mean, you look at his stats. He had 30 at bats, 30 actual at bats as we called them, and in those 30 actual at bats, he had 18 hits in the 30 of them. So that's pretty damn good for Mitch there. Moving on here to the next award here, I'm going to let Ryan announce this one for obvious reasons if you saw the Instagram post. But Ryan, I'll let you announce the Cy Young Award here.
Yeah, the Cy Young Award, going back to the reigning Cy Young winner, also second award of the day, Andy Barlow.
Thank you. Yeah, again, not trying to toot my own horn, but I don't know how to word this without sounding like a cocky jerk, but the voting, we had 24 votes. I think I had 18 or 19 of the 24 votes for Cy Young this year. And then want to give my player another shout out again. Keegan was in second place this year for Cy Young votes. So that's pretty good showing on our pitching staff there of the Raccoons that we were number 1 and number 2. Read my own stats off here. I had 21 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, 6 earned runs with a 2.25 ERA and a 6-1 record on the mound. And then Keegan as well. I already read his pitching stats earlier, but a very good year pitching for my whole team. That really reflected on our 9-3 record, and I think we only gave up about 15 earned runs in 12 games played this year, maybe a little more. Wait, let me quickly do the math. We gave up 19 earned runs in 12 games played this year, so I was very pleased with that. Shows that we had the Cy Young and the Gold Glove on the same team there. So I was very happy with our play this year. Like I said multiple times, it's going to sound really stupid if you hear this video and we lose the World Series, but let's hope that does not happen. Okay, Rookie of the Year here. Swinging it back around. Like I said, guys kind of dominated the voting this year. Our Rookie of the Year of the 2025 season goes to none other than Mitch Culver again. No doubt in my mind he was the Rookie of the Year. There was no real debate. There was guys close, like Donovan was close, Keegan was close, Duran was close, Isaac Ebrick was close. But in an order, I'm going to give out the order here because I got it pulled up. We had Mitch at the number 1 spot, and we had Donovan at the number 2, Keegan at the number 3, Duran at number 4, and Isaac Ebrick at number 5 here in the voting for the Rookie of the Year. And then Matt Lage was at the number 6 spot. Kind of switching it up here because this was the Bulls' second pick here in this year's draft. Duran was the number 1 overall pick. Mitch was their number 1 overall pick in the second round. So a good draft here for Henry Church and the Bulls. I think they really would have benefited if they had Blake Ciccarello, like we talked about in past videos, but we're not going to get into that. But Mitch, like I mentioned his stats, 555 batting average, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. Kid was a stud on defense. He's just a stud baseball player. That usually translates into wiffle ball, so that makes him a stud wiffle ball player. All around great year for Mitch. Duran as well on the Bulls had a 405 batting average, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. Donovan already mentioned his 480, 12 home runs, 32 RBIs. You already heard that one. And then the one other real close one was Isaac Ebrick. 355 batting average. He had a lot of strikeouts this year, but other than that, he had 9 home runs as well and 27 RBIs. He unfortunately was not at the Penguins' postseason loss to the Quackers, which you could say was part of the reason why they lost, but sorry, Charlie, don't wait to schedule your game until we have to play. So the last day you have to play. We put a time limit on the games. We put like a week time limit. They waited till Friday to play. That's not my fault. And that's when they got the games in. So, but going back to Mitch here, Ryan, I mean, is there really any doubt in your mind that he was the Rookie of the Year this year?
No, and I mean, I think it makes sense that, Matt and some of those guys, Duran, were in the running for Gold Glove, that Keegan was in the running for Cy Young, that Donovan was number 2 for Silver Slugger. So the whole leaderboard definitely makes sense as far as the Rookie of the Year voting. But again, I think the kind of clutch factor just takes that for sure, that you knew there was more chances than not that if Mitch came up, he was getting a hit when you needed it. And that's what you're looking for.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to the last award here of the night and the biggest award in the MVP. Ryan, I'm again going to pass this off to you for obvious reasons. So, Ryan, I'm going to let you announce the MVP award.
Yeah, I mean, cleaning out the sweep again from last year. Again, here my co-host, MVP, Andy Barlow.
Yeah, I kind of put a nice trophy shelf up here this year. All-Star Game MVP, Home Run Derby champ, Cy Young MVP, Manager of the Year, hopefully back-to-back World Series champ, hopefully World Series MVP back-to-back years. And I've mentioned this to the guys a couple of times, and I mention it to you guys now, the listeners. This might be the curtain call for the Raccoons captain. Might have some summer internships next summer, which, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is more important than wiffle ball. So if that comes about, that will take precedent over this wiffle ball league. But don't worry, the Buds Wiffle Ball League will still be happening if that happens. Raccoons will be perfectly fine in either the hands of Troy Painter or Keegan LeClaire, or Matt Lanier if Matt is still around. But I have a feeling if I leave, Matt leaves. I feel like we're kind of a package deal. But
the Raccoons with Troy running them. Wow.
Yeah, I trust Troy. I'm excited to see him when he comes back. Well, I've already seen him, but I'm excited to see him play when he comes back. But I'm going to read my own stats.
He'll be rejoining All Sports Focus.
Yeah, he will be. You will see him here in a couple weeks. My own stats.
Probably the last episode of just the two of us, or maybe the World Series. It'll be just the two of us. But then after that, we're going to be getting back to everybody.
Yeah, so my stats this year, I had a 620 batting average, 700 on base, 10 home runs, and 24 RBIs. So, pretty good year, I would say.
You weren't far off on the Silver Slugger stats either.
No, but, I mean, nobody ever votes me for the Silver Slugger because, I mean, especially this year because the last series of the year, I was hitting like 700, and then I faced. Put in perspective, guys, if you're really picking a World Series matchup here, I did not fare well against the Slimy Sluggers in the regular season. I had 1 hit in 3 games. I was hitting like 720 going into that series, and I ended up 620 on the year. That just shows how bad I played. I pitched well, did not hit well. So hopefully, I am going to put up a little bit of the blame. The sun was right behind the pitcher's mound. Not trying to make excuses. We played at the worst time of the day. But hopefully it's a little different. I did get to see him pitch. That's kind of an advantage. I was really down in the dumps that series. I batted left-handed a couple times to try and switch something up. But I had a walk-off in our game 1 against the Quackers. Had 2 home runs in the second game against the Quackers. So hopefully that carries on. But like I've said multiple times, I've really enjoyed this summer covering the Wiffle Ball League on this podcast. I've had a joy recording the games, basically being in every single game. It's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to be around all the guys. to experience just, the atmosphere and everything like that. Hated setting up the field by myself every time, but nobody else wanted to show up early enough. So I'm just joking. I give them shit every time. But because Carter Petsky calls me the field crew, but I don't see how it's a field crew when it's one man. It's more like the field man. So with that being said, it will be coming down here to the last best of 3 series here in the World Series. That will be the last video you guys will see on this, the Buds Wiffle Ball League. You might see a little draft video, maybe. We haven't gotten there yet, but the draft is still a work in progress here because we're trying to get the World Series in first and foremost here before we worry about next summer. So, with that being said, Ryan, you got any final touches here?
No, I mean, it's been, like you said, really fun and exciting. Obviously, I've been kind of covering it from a distance and picking up my stuff from talking to Andy and watching the game film, and not necessarily watched 2 games of the Bulls series that they lost, but it's been fun to be a part of it and whatever it looks like next year. But it's been a great way to kind of roll through the summer, and excited to see what comes of the World Series here and kind of how it ends up.
Yeah. But I know I gave a little sad news with that I might not be playing. But that doesn't mean I won't still maybe show up to a couple series as if like I have days off or something like that. But put in perspective, this is all an if, a big if. Nothing is confirmed yet, so who knows? Ryan Barlow might be an honorary draft pick this year for the Raccoons in case he's in summer and in the town next year. We don't need pitchers, but we could always use pitchers. But yeah, with that being said, we're looking forward.
Bring back the old hidden ball trick.
The old hidden ball, toss it up between the leg, and then the 12-6 curve. I had a lot of fun. Like I've said about 5 times now, I had a lot of fun this summer. I'm looking to wrap it up here on Sunday. So with that being said, keep a check out on all the social media pages, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Spotify, the merch site. Me and Ryan will be out of town next week in Dublin, Ireland on a golf trip. But after that, we'll be in full swing, back into full swing of college football, NFL, all that good stuff that makes all sports focus. That will be.
And don't be surprised if you see some videos, maybe even a little Dublin golf recap video from the All Sports Focus boys.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot more consistently weekly podcasts after we come back from that trip. As we hop back into football season, you'll see some different videos as well. With Troy being back, the UFC podcast will be back. Once basketball starts back up, you'll see college basketball. You'll see NBA with Sean this year, our new addition, and Sean. So we're really looking forward to it. We're looking back into getting the full swing of things here. You will see a couple MLB podcasts here as the postseason approaches with Pat, myself, and Ryan. So we're looking forward to, and Garrett as well. Can't forget about Garrett, since Garrett hadn't showed up in about 6 months. But Garrett will be back for football season. But like I said, go check out all the social medias. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you guys for supporting both us and the Wiffle Ball League this summer. Go rewatch all the games. Unfortunately, the only playoff game we're going to get on film is the World Series. Had some terrible technical difficulties with the iPad, but that's
Too hot.
Got too hot, not enough storage. That's my fault for not deleting the old videos. But we will get the World Series on video, I promise. So go check out all those old videos. Check out the podcast, and we will see you guys in the next one. We appreciate you as always. See you later.